Kizer has just come out, well, is about to come out, with an amazing knife. Probably the best knife in their lineup yet. One of, at least. There's a couple other that I'm really crushing over. But this one, it was definitely their highlight knife for Blade Show 2023. This is the Kizer Varatas. And it is sweet. And how I got mine is a really sweet story. I'm not going to tell you the story here because I told it in my Blade Show recap video, my live that I did just the Friday right after the week, pretty much after Blade Show. So please go watch that live. It's about my epic tales and my awesome experience that I had for my very first Blade Show 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, in that video are some cool stories, and one of the biggest story is how I got this knife. Really cool story. So please go watch that video. That live it was live. So you can get that story because it's definitely one to hear. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the knife. This is the Kizer Varatas. It's gonna price out at somewhere around $170, and let's hit up the specs. It's got a 3.25 inch blade of S35 VN steel with titanium handles, scales, and spacer in the back. It's a frame lock, and yeah, it's a Jacob Lundquist design. That is his new logo, doing the square pivot and the triangle beneath it. That's his new logo. He's got his own line of knives now, so feel free to check him out. Wonderful designer, wonderful guy. But yeah, there's also the Jacob Lundquist designs. So you have the you have on here the J going this way, the L going this way, and then if you turn it, that's a D. So Jason Lundquist designs, and then that's his new Quist line is how he's going to be doing all those knives. So yeah, if you noticed, there's a hole right here, and this is not a lanyard hole. This is not a lanyard hole. Guess what goes there? You see what's missing on this knife so far? Yeah, it's the pocket clip. And I started it off with the pocket clip off because I wanted to show you what happens when you put this pocket clip on. First of all, yeah, show side, clip side. Yep, clip goes on this side. So here's the clip. It is a milled titanium pocket clip, and the screw goes in here. And look, the blade is all together, all the screws, everything. You can carry this and use this knife without the clip, and if you wanted to, you go ahead and throw a lanyard in there if you wanted to. If you didn't want to have a clip and wanted a lanyard, you could do that. But the clip goes in here. He seats in there, and he seats in there really nice with the screw. And then this is the other side. This is the other side, and look at that. It's got the milled pattern of the triangles on it. So that guy drops in there in a way when I get it lined up right. So yeah, I'm going to hold him there, and then I'm going to tighten the screw. Oops, sorry, bumped the tripod leg. Let me throw this guy in there and get a little bit more torque. Get the screw all the way seated in. Yep, there we go. Alright, so he's all the way seated in. So the clip is there. Ta-da! And on the other side, focus camera, you can do it. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that crazy awesome how that lines up like that? So cool. Really, really awesome. Come on. Focus again, camera. There we go. Yeah. Really cool how insanely well that lines. It's not 100% perfect, but it is damn near. Like 98.5% lined up perfectly. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing that they did that. So, and the only way they can do something like that is with a blade shape that has enough curve towards the tip, curves up towards the tip, so that there's no interference. There's no blade in the area where that goes all the way through. So that's how you accomplish that. So on about half, pretty much, Sheepsfoot, Cleavers, and Warncliffs are the only, and their variations are pretty much the only ones that the blade shapes that I could see not working, that you would not be able to use and be able to do that unless you really like extended the handle out far enough for full clearance on those blade shapes. But for drop points, clip points, yeah, that's gonna work. That way of doing a clip works. And I don't know if he's going to have that patent pending, or if Kizer's going to take ownership of that engineering bit, you know, or if other people are going to be able to do that. But that is like, it's so damn smart, but yet such a simple thing to do in engineering wise for the knife, for the pocket clip. But whew, that is really, really cool. I love that. I absolutely love that. And what's crazy is like I said, it matches up. Like almost 99% matches up perfectly. You can barely see. And like, you know, you hand this to somebody who doesn't know this knife, doesn't know that about the clip, they ain't gonna notice that. Especially not off the bat. I didn't until I had a friend point it out to me at the table. At the Kizer table at Blade Show. So what's, I mean, even sweeter is when you take it off and reverse it around, it lines up just as well on the other side. So left-handed carry, guys, guess what? It's going to line up just as beautifully. It's going to be just as awesome. So, yeah, that's kind of the big thing about this knife is how that clip is done. And I put it on the wrong side. See, I put the clip on the show side. So this would be for a lefty. Righty is going to be the other way. Crap. Let me reverse it real quick. Let me reverse it real quick. But it's really it's totally awesome how that design works, to where you can swap the clip without having to take any other part of the knife apart. It's just doing the one screw. It's just the one freaking screw. It is a very tight fit, which is good. You want it to be, but it does make the taking apart process a little challenging. Be careful, because you don't want to, you know, mess up the titanium. Let me see. Yeah, I can see. So it came out just fine. So yeah, let me put this guy back on the show side. It just lines up in there. It just mashes up in there. Lines up so beautifully. What a joy! What a joy it is to be able to do that. I'm probably gonna later on put just a little bit of blue Loctite on there, on that screw, because it is the clip screw and I don't want it going nowheres. But yeah, I'll do that later. torque it down just enough, just right, so that it's nice and flush and clean, and ooh boy. Alright, so that's the biggest thing that's incredibly cool and really, really sweet about the knife. I mean, it's a Kizer, so action's great, materials are great. They just do so darn well with pretty much everything that they've sped out. Here's another thing to point out is the way the relief cut is done for the liner lock, or not the liner lock, my bad, frame lock. For the frame lock, focus on the knife. Come on, camera. Alright, so where the relief cut starts is right there next to the end of the pocket clip. So the pocket clip is not putting any tension on the relief, on the lock bar, and the cutout is done in a way that gives you, for lefties like myself, it gives you plenty of space on the handle for purchase for, you know, reverse flicking, or yeah, for reverse flicking without having your thumb end up putting a bunch of pressure on the lock bar. So, and then now my neighbor gets going with the damn leaf blower again. My apologies. Let's pause. And we're back now that the leaf blower noise is gone. Alright, so yeah, beautiful milling job. Love the triangular pattern. Love the square pivot screw is different. I wasn't too fond of it at first, but it quickly grew on me, and yeah, I like it. I like that it's different. I think that's great. Yeah, I mean, S35VN steel, gotta love that steel. I think the way that they designed the pocket clip and the lock bar relief cutout is wonderfully done. It's titanium. It's definitely milled out in there quite a bit. So it's fairly light. I don't know what it weighs. You got the thumb hole, and it's also a front flipper that works really, really well. The other thing that I love about it is it's thin, but the scales are not flat. They're not flat. They are contoured ever so slightly contoured. It's a little hard to see it, but they are, and it feels fantastic. It really does. It feels really good in hand. So if you're somebody who just cannot stand flat scales, but would love your knife to handle to be thinner, but not flat scales, they nailed it. They nailed it as far as that goes. It's just ever so slightly contoured, and you feel it, and it feels great. So yeah, if that's gonna be something that, you know, just makes you super happy like it does me, yeah, it's fantastic. The ergos, the way it feels, the forward choke up is nice, unless you got really fat fingers. Then you might be concerned about the where the blade edge starts, there by the choil. But other than that, I mean, it's just, there we go. Yeah, it's a beautiful knife. Jimping up top, lock up is wonderful. And the story of how I got it is oh so cool. So yeah, got it at the Kizer meet and greet, 10th anniversary at Blade Show, the dinner that they had Saturday night. If you want to hear the full story, which I really suggest you do, again, watch my live Blade Show recap live that I did the Friday right after Blade Show. And listen to that, because oh, it was a good story, and I had so much fun, so much fun. But that's all I've got for you today. The Kizer Varatas, check it out. It is one hell of a good knife. Oh, couldn't be happier in winning it for free. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Till the next time I have a Kizer, I'm going to have to start introducing my daughter's koala bear, because Kizer is all about the koala bears. That's their little crazy koala. Yeah, so that's all I got for y'all today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the Kizer Varatas. Really sweet knife. Peace.